You know, if you're gonna give your game the name of Origins, it better have an origin story in it. And this isn't even a retcon, it's just another sequel. But here's Rayman Origins.
Okay, the title is just one of my two major complaints about this game, while the other complaint is moot at this point in time. But Rayman Origins is a new game in the Rayman franchise that's not a Raving Rabbids title. It's the fourth game in the main series after an 8-year gap.
I guess the Raving Rabbids machine just stopped printing money for some reason.
I find it interesting that they decided to go back to a 2D platformer, but I guess with the success of Super Mario Bros. Wii, they thought it would be a good idea. Yeah, this game is essentially Super Mario Bros. Wii with a Rayman paint job. I know not a lot of people are going to like that I said that, but I'm sorry, that's what it is.
But wait, before you hit that dislike button, I actually prefer this game over the Mario counterpart. It just has this unique charm to it that I find just charming.
Rayman Origins is a 2D platform game with 4-player co-op. Rayman or his friend Globix, and then there's two teensies that you'll never want to use as they're the Aquaman of this game.
Oh, come on! We all know that Aquaman sucks!
This game looks amazing. It's such eye candy that you'll be lucky if your eyes don't go into a diabetic coma. I love the way this game looks. The sprites are so fluid in animation and it's so cartoony looking with humorous expressions and movements. The sound effects are very cartoony and complement the art style of the game. The music is great too, but it switches from pure atmosphere to theme music as you progress through the level. The best way to describe it is that the music plays only when it's appropriate. Other than that, you're just listening to the ambience.
As I said earlier, it doesn't have an origin story. Yeah, Rayman's origin is explained, but it's mentioned in such an offhanded manner that it goes unnoticed.
What happens is that Rayman, Globix, the Bubble Dreamer, and the two useless characters are hanging out at the Snoring Tree, and they piss off the Queen of the Underworld because they're being loud. The crazy lady sends an army of monsters and Darktoons to capture Rayman, his friends, and all the Electoons. And it causes total chaos, so you have to save the Glade of Dreams. Then you find out that the magician, the guy that helps you from the first game, is now a teensy, but is also a supporter of the villain from the first game, Mr. Dark.
Honestly, who didn't see that coming? And I never trusted that magician even from the first Rayman game.
The controls are simple. You can jump, attack, and run, and as you progress through the game, you get more abilities that the nymphs will give you, and holy crap, these nymphs are hot. They've been given the Jessica Rabbit treatment, and there's nothing wrong with that. But back on track. The controls are as smooth as butter dressed in a velvet smoking jacket with Morgan Freeman's voice coming from it. There's no other way to describe the smoothness of the controls. Everything flows in the most natural of ways, and every command transitions so fluidly and perfectly to the next.
You are going to love these levels. They're just too much fun not to like.
The level design is wonderful. It's very Jungle Gym-like, perfect for running, jumping, and climbing. I've had so much fun with these levels. Their design is very creative and full of imagination, much like the other Rayman games. The difficulty stays pretty consistent throughout the game. It's not too easy and it's not too hard. But some areas are more tricky than others, but they're passable, and when you know how to get through them, it's a cakewalk anytime you revisit the level. Although there are some stages that are meant to be difficult, like the Ruby Teeth stages. The game has a one-hit and you're dead mechanic, but you're given infinite lives and restart at the last checkpoint, and the checkpoints are plentiful. You can also get a heart that follows you around and allows you to take a hit before dying. And the hearts are plentiful as well, appearing at almost every checkpoint, so there's no penalty for dying. The boss fights are rather easy too. It's just remembering their pattern and striking at the right moment, and their patterns are simple to remember.
I actually wish that I could have tried the multiplayer, but I don't have an Xbox Live Gold account, so I'm just SOL on that.
If I was to try the multiplayer, I would imagine that it's just as good as the rest of the game, but that's all that I can assume. But back to the levels. There's about 60 of them if the back of the box is to believe, and I don't doubt it either. Even though there's tons of levels, there's really no content that's rewarding. You can get extra characters, but they're really just different skins and they don't play any different from the others. There's a Globix and Dark Rayman skin for Rayman, a red skin for Globix, and a ton of other skins for the teensies.
Why are there so many skins for these teensies? They're like the thimble in Monopoly. Nobody wants to play as that.
And so we've come to the end of the road, but before I conclude and give my rating, I must address the other complaint that I have with this game. Although it is a moot point, it can weigh heavily on my decision for recommending this game. And that factor is, how much does a game cost? Is it worth the price of admission? When Rayman Origins was released, it was $60. Then it dropped dramatically over time. You can buy it new for $20 now, but when I bought it, it was $40, and I felt that I overpaid as I feel I did not get enough content from this game. But since you can pick up the game now for 20 bucks, I feel that's a fair price, and 30 is pushing it.
Now, normally this would give the game a bargain bin fodder rating, but because of the polish, perfect gameplay, and fun factor, this game gets the legend, wait for it because this game is solid gold, dairy rating. You will be hard pressed to find another platform game this perfect.